Hello, I'm Eva and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be picking my TBR for the month of February with this TBR container, because I don't have a jar, where I have a bunch of TBR prompts to help me pick my TBR for the month. And as you can see, I wore a pink top to match the Valentine's February theme. It's funny, pink is my favorite color, but I don't really own many clothes that are in pink. This is honestly towing the line of a pink-purple color in my opinion. I just don't think pink is the most flattering color on me always. I think darker colors look better on me. Even though I love pink, I just don't own a lot of pink. So this is the best we got to do for this video. And I tried to do like pink sparkly eyeshadow too to match the February theme. Do that. Also my nails, sparkly pink. I just thought I'd say that because I wanted to. I am currently filming this January 23rd, which means I have a little over a week left of January. I'm filming this pretty early, but I am pretty sure I already know what books I'm going to read for the end of the month. I'm currently reading Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty. I'm so sad I'm almost done with the Windy City series. It has been consuming me for the past 2 weeks, and I'm so sad I'm about to be done. I'm so excited for her new book in March. I've just binged the whole series. And then I think I'm gonna read First Time Caller by B.K. Borison and The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So let's just pick our first prompt. I don't even remember half the prompts I have in here. You know how the last couple months I've said, I hope I don't get one where I have to use my laptop because my laptop's broken. I finally got a new laptop, so if there's any I need to use that for, I can do it now. Let's see. A book with a mostly black book cover. And by the way, this one's like a navy blue. This might be one of the closest I can get. I do think I have another one, but I don't know if I feel like reading that one. Well, that one's red and black. Oh, I see another one, but if I put it on there, I'm not reading it. Like, I would just be putting it on there for no reason. So like I said, I grabbed this one, but this one's more of like a dark blue. Then this is the one that, now that I picked it up, I realized it's not mostly black. It actually has a lot more green on it than I thought, but that's Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I genuinely don't feel like reading this. I've had this is an indie published edition. I've had this since not long after this book came out, and I still haven't read it. And there's a lot of discourse about this book that has kind of made me not want to read it as much. So many people love it, but then so many people also hate it. Like, I'm gonna keep it, but I have thought about unhauling it because I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it. Tell me your thoughts. Is this book worth it? Is it not? This isn't the one that's going on there. That's all I'm saying. It is actually more green than I thought. My other option is The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. I don't know if that's how you say it. LaPena. But this is a thriller. This is also a movie or a show. So it's about, obviously, this couple, and they go to a dinner party. When they go to a dinner party, a terrible crime is committed. Suspicion immediately falls on the parents, but the truth is much more complicated. And then it says that they're both keeping secrets not only from everybody else, but from each other. The shocking truth will leave you breathless. I actually got this in a little free library last year, or 2 years ago maybe, but it looks pretty short, so I should probably be able to get through this pretty quickly. I think it's just over 300 pages. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. I haven't been in the mood to really read thrillers. I've been listening to a lot of Mr. Nightmare, who, if you don't know, he reads a bunch of scary true horror stories. So I've been really into those. It's kind of made me want to pick up some thrillers, but I haven't in the month of January so far. But I've been really intrigued to get into this. Again, it's a short read. I think I'm going to go with The Couple Next Door. So for a book with a mostly black cover, I'm going with The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. Okay, let's pick the second prompt. We have a thriller for our first book. I'm hoping to get a lot of romances because it's February, so obviously. And I'm also hoping I get a prompt that relates to the Throne of Glass series because I'm currently rereading the first couple books because I've read them, and so I can get to the ones I haven't read because I started the series a while ago. And whoa, I have a lot here. They're really intertwined, aren't they? Okay, well, we just had a black cover. Now we have a pink cover. What books do I have that are pink that I haven't read? Well, I see right here I have Holding the Reins. Now the cover isn't really pink, but the spine is pink and the back is pink, so that could be one. First Time Caller would have been really good for this one since it's like half pink, but as I said, I am planning to read that later this month. This one is a spicy cowboy romance, and it's the first in a series, a Silver Pines novel, but like I said, it's not really pink. Oh, I see another one over here that could definitely fit. And that is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I also put this on my January TBR, and I don't think I'm going to be getting to it this month. As I said, I want to read First Time Caller and The House Across the Lake. because I was doing so well with my TBR in the beginning of the month, but then I started reading the Windy City series and I only owned the first 2. And now I've been binge reading the other 3 on my Kindle. And I'd only put Mile High on my monthly TBR, not any of the other books. And I was like, screw it, I'm reading the rest of them. That's what I'm into right now. So this one definitely could count as pink cover. I might have to go with this one, which I'm not mad about. As I said, I kind of wanted to read it this month, but then I got into the Windy City series and I was addicted. I couldn't read anything else. So I think we're gonna have to go with this. This is Ali Hazelwood's only YA book, I believe. It's a YA romance and they're rivals. They are both chess players and I think they play in like competitive chess. And I think it's like a start, like they don't like each other at first, they're rivals, and she like dethrones him. Even though she plans on quitting chess, she goes to like one last tournament and wins the whole thing and dethrones him as he's like the best at the moment. I'm really intrigued about this one. Actually, that's a lie. I was gonna say I have 2 Ali Hazelwood books left until I'm caught up. That's not true. I think she came out with like 2 more since I've last said that. I have more than that, but I have 2 that I have left on my physical TBR that I haven't read by her. So for a pink cover, we're going with Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Both of those books look rather little, so I could probably pick more than 7, but I'm still just gonna go with 7 so I can have a free-for-all if I need to. Okay, let's pick our third prompt. Let's go with this one. Book by an author you've read before. Okay, well, I feel like I have a lot of those actually. So not this one. This one's still sitting on the floor with me. I could do Lila Sage's Soul Searching. This is definitely an option. I think I also put this on my January TBR, but as I've said like 10 times, the Windy City series happened. So I didn't end up getting to this one. So this is definitely an option. I feel like I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this one though, but I don't care. I'm still really excited to read it. I also have another Ali Hazelwood book, Deep End. I don't know if I'm feeling this month, but I'm gonna put it as an option. I have Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. I have Dishonestly Yours by Kristen Becker Ritchie. I'm not sure, maybe Dishonestly Yours by Kristen Becker Ritchie could be an option. I don't think Girl Abroad. I don't know why. Girl Abroad feels like a spring summer read. I don't think I'm going to pick Deep End for this prompt at least, so I'm gonna put that one back. So it's between Soul Searching and Dishonestly Yours. I do kind of want to start Dishonestly Yours this month since I'll be going shopping for my birthday at the end of the month because my birthday is March 1st. So I'll be going shopping at the end of February to get some books and I kind of want to read that one so I know if I want to get the rest of the series. Okay, while I really want to get to Soul Searching, I believe this is a little bit darker romance, and it's also I think it has like a mystery ghosty aspect to it. I do really want to get to this, but I also really want to get to Dishonestly Yours, and as I said, I want to read this so I know if I want to continue getting the series because I think they're on the 3rd or 4th book and I want to know if I want to continue it. And the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series I was obsessed with. That, like the Windy City series, I binged as many as I could. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think this one is the girl runs away with her best friend, only to be followed by her best friend's older brother, who is the love interest in the story, and he's very protective of both of them. So they run off to a small town in Connecticut to like start over their lives, I think. Okay, I think we're gonna go with this one by an author you've read before. I'm very excited to get into this. As I said, I loved the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I think I just really like the way these authors write their characters. They just really make you love the characters you're following, flaws and all. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm really excited to start the series. I've had this book for a while now. So that's the 3rd book. Let's see what our 4th prompt is. It's a long one. A Kindle Unlimited read. So a book that's on Kindle Unlimited, it can either be one that is on my TBR, that just also happens to be on Kindle Unlimited, or I can pick a book that's not on my TBR at all. I do have one in mind, but I don't know if I'm gonna go with that. I have this book called Homebound by Meredith Trapp, and it's the 2nd in an interconnected standalone series. I bought this like on a whim at Barnes & Noble for Christmas. And honestly, it looks and it sounds really good. It's a cowgirl romance because she is a bull rider? She's a rodeo star and he's a hockey player. 2 of my favorite things put together in a book. Come on now, I feel like I'm going to love this. The first book is called Icebound, so that's a hockey romance. And I want to read that before I read this because I like to read series in order. So I could do Icebound because I know that's on Kindle Unlimited. I think I'm just going to go with Icebound by Meredith Trapp. As I said, that's the first book to Homebound. I believe that's a hockey romance, while that one is rodeo and hockey. So I'm really excited to get into that series. I think it sounds like it's going to be right up my alley. I don't have the book with me, but for a book that's on Kindle Unlimited, I'm going to go with, Kindle Unlimited, I'm going to go with Icebound by Meredith Trapp. So that's our 4th book on the TBR. For my 5th prompt, what am I saying? Time to pick the 5th prompt, if I can get this open. Let's see. A book that doesn't take place in the USA. Yes, I know exactly what book I'm picking. Okay, so for a book that doesn't take place in the US, I am going with Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. I am pretty positive this is set in Scotland. Okay, it doesn't say, I don't think it says on the inside. Edinburgh, that's definitely not in the US, right? I'm pretty positive this is set in Scotland. And after I did my 26 books to read in 2026, I've been dying to pick up this book because after I did that video and I reread the inside, the little description, I've just been thinking about it and how badly I want to read it. And I've just been waiting for a prompt that would work for this. So I'm definitely going with this one. I honestly don't even know if I own that many other books that are not set in the USA. I know Get a Life Chloe Brown isn't set in the USA. I do need to read that as well. I've owned that for a while. And then also for that one, I'd also count any fantasy books because, I mean, they don't take place in the USA. They take place in a fictional place. And the one thing I've heard about this book is that it's like the Stalking the Jack the Ripper series. She wants to do something in the medical field. I believe she wants to be a surgeon. Yeah, she's taking classes from a renowned surgeon. This is back in the 1800s or something like that, aka a time when women weren't supposed to want to work. She goes to these classes and she originally gets kicked out, but then makes a deal with the professor that if she can pass the medical examination on her own, he will allow her to be in the class, which of course only she has to do that. Not any of the men, they just get to come and take the class, but she has to go through these hoops to do it. So she starts working on corpses, I think, but while working on them, I think that's what she does, okay? I'm not positive, but I believe she's working on corpses and then meets this man named Jack, and they start working on like this string of weird disappearances together. I think that's kind of the gist. And I loved the Stalking the Jack the Ripper series, and this sounds kind of similar. I'm really intrigued to get into this. For a book that doesn't take place in the USA, I'm picking Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. I've picked 5 now, so we have 2 more left. Let's see. Maybe I will pick 8, I'm not sure. Let's do this one. A library book. I don't have any library books right now, but I am going to get one out soon, and that is called The Oxford Blood. I think it's what it's called. I honestly can't really tell you what it's about. I believe it's a mystery book though, so that's gonna have to be our pick. As I said, I don't have any other books out from the library at this moment in time, but that one's waiting for me. I just need to go pick it up, so I guess we'll put that one. Honestly, I don't know. I think her name's Rachel something, but the picture will be on the screen. So that is the book we're gonna go with for a library book. Again, I don't have much explanation for that. It just came out this month, January, I mean, not February. And I ordered it from the library immediately, and I think other people were in line before me, so I'll be getting it soon. I just need to go pick it up. This will be our last prompt then, which is good because my phone just told me I'm running out of storage. Right as I was about to pick my last prompt, the thing told me again I don't have a lot of storage, so I had to delete a bunch of stuff, and now I'm back. Let's pick our last one. Let's try to do it quick before it yells at me again. A book released before 2020. Ooh, okay. I only have one in mind. I know I have a couple that came out before 2020. Oh, I know what one's gonna work for this. So I have a couple books that came out in like 2016. I have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have Children of Eden by Joey Graceffa. I think I have a couple other ones, but I don't know what they are. But I do know this book came out before 2020, but this will also be a reread. So as I said before, I don't know if I said it in this video, but I've said it in past videos. I started Throne of Glass in 2021 and then only read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Air of Fire, and The Assassin's Blade, and then haven't caught up on the rest of the books, and I honestly forgot a lot of what happened. So I'm doing a reread of those books, and then I'm going to continue the series throughout this year, finally, because I did really like the series. I don't know why, I just kept not picking up the books. So I'm currently doing a reread of that series. So right now I'm just starting Crown of Midnight, and I'm for the most part doing it on audio, but also doing some physical reading. But by February, I will probably be on Air of Fire, and I know this came out before 2020. I don't know what year it was. Let's see if it says 2014. Paperback edition in 2015. Okay, so 2014, 2015, that's when this book came out. That's definitely way before 2020. I'm going to pick this. Again, this will be a reread, and then I'll finally get to reading Queen of Shadows, as that has been the book I've been on in this series for so long. Like I said, I'm starting Crown of Midnight just now, so I'll probably be able to listen to the audiobook of that throughout the end of this month and then start Air of Fire in February, so that's perfect. And I don't have that many other books that came out before 2020, but rereading this series, I think I'm actually enjoying it more now than I did when I originally read it. Again, I feel like I kind of read them kind of sporadically spread out, and maybe reading them more closer together this time is making me enjoy them more. And I also read the Assassin's Blade first instead of after Air of Fire like people on TikTok had told me to do. And this time around I started with the Assassin's Blade, and let me tell you, start with the Assassin's Blade. If you plan on reading the series and you're wondering when you should read the Assassin's Blade, I definitely recommend reading it first. I feel like I enjoyed it much more reading it first than reading it after Air of Fire, and it totally made Throne of Glass make so much more sense than it originally did. There were some references I didn't get when I originally read Throne of Glass because I hadn't read the Assassin's Blade. So I definitely recommend reading the Assassin's Blade first. And I know some people are like, well, that doesn't make you want to read the rest of the series as much. It personally did make me want to read the rest of the series, especially because of the ending. If you don't like the Assassin's Blade that much, then just remember that Throne of Glass is like more the main story. But honestly, if you don't like the Assassin's Blade, I'm judging you a little bit. I loved the Assassin's Blade. Anyways, now that I've said all that, but for a book that was released before 2020, I'm going with Air of Fire. Okay, let's go over the books I picked, again, before my thing yells at me that I don't have storage or whatever. The first book we picked for a book with mostly a black cover, we have The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. So we first have a thriller. Our second pick for a pink cover is Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. I honestly wanted to get to this month. Again, February, you think of romance because of Valentine's Day, so I am glad I at least have one romance on here. I feel like we kind of have a mixed bag here. Well, I guess we kind of are leaning more romance. And then for a Kindle Unlimited pick, I have Icebound by Meredith Trapp. For a book by an author I've read before, I have Dishonestly Yours by Kristen Becca Ritchie. Again, this will be starting a new series, which I really don't need to do, but I'm gonna do anyway. And then for a library book, I have The Oxford Blood by ... because I can't remember who it's by. And then for a book that doesn't take place in the USA, I have Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. When I looked up the genre of this book at one point, it literally told me every genre under the sun. So I don't really know what genre it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like a romance mystery from reading the description. Our last pick for a book released before 2020, we have Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Again, this will be a reread, and I'm really excited to get into it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Tell me what you plan to read in February. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.